Guys? Jensen Realty here. I got another video for you today. Hey, today we're going to be talking about first-time home buyers, and this is going to be a workshop for you first-time home buyers who are looking to buy their first home, don't know where to start, don't know who to talk to, don't even have a clue about the process at all. Even if you have a little clue about what's going on, you're going to find some value in this video that I think will be worthwhile to your home buying journey. And if you would like to know more about, anything I've said in this video at the end, feel free to reach out to me. Either DM me, call, or text me at 512-677-5274, and then DM me on Instagram at Jensen Realty. I would love to assist you in anything that you need. And if you're ready to schedule a consultation about the whole buying process and have a one-on-one conversation from 15 to 30 minutes, hey, I'm going to include my Calendly link at the below in the description. Feel free to schedule yourself an appointment with me, and we're going to go over the whole process together in more detail than what I'm going to be able to share in this video with you today. So for those of you who do not know me, hey, I'm a realtor here in the Leander, Austin area. Getting to help families like you each and every day is a passion for me. I lead by faith in all that I do because I feel that God has placed me in a position to be able to guide people, teach people, and educate people in any journeys that they may not know where to go and who to talk to. And I just want to be that smooth selling light for somebody to make their home buying journey smoother and easier, because I know it can be stressful. There's a statistic out there that the three most stressful things in life, and the third one is not really geared towards buyers, but it is coinciding with it, is that there's death, divorce, and then the third one is selling a home. But let's take buying a home. That's just as stressful because you're also actively in the same process that these sellers might be in. The only difference is the sellers don't have as much power as a buyer does. And we're going to get more into that in this video, and so stick with me to the end. You're going to learn a lot, and this is going to be very beneficial to your home buying journey. Let's jump into this video right away. I actually got some things here on my phone that I'm just going to share off. I'm going to share with you and kind of go through some things, kind of just make sure this video is most informational for you, and I don't go off script, I don't go off topic, and I don't waste your time, and you actually get to learn what you want to learn from this video. So anyways, if you're looking to buy in Leander and Greater Austin, especially if you're relocating from somewhere else, you're in the right place. This is going to be a really good video for you because I actually am relocated myself and my family here, and I've got to learn a lot about what it's like to live in Leander that I'm actually going to drop in little hints and tips about in this video. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to share in the description, really, not the end of the video, a free buyer's guide, ultimate buyer's guide, what there is in Leander, why it's great for your family, what's around, things like that. So feel free to stick around and get that at the end of the video, or in the description if you don't want to watch the video, but that's going to be yours from this video. So anyways, the first point is, why do you want to buy in 2025? Interest rates, home prices, all these things you hear from the media are scary. You don't know what to do. You're scared. You're on the fence. Different things like this. But interest rates are something you cannot control, ever. The only way you can even have slight control over that is if you buy something down. You find somebody who's offering a crazy incentive that's not obviously market value in terms of that loan rate. Different things like that. Currently in our market, if you look at the home inventories on market, we are actually sitting right now in a buyer's market. And so what does that mean for you as a buyer in 2025? It means a lot of great things. In 2025, you're going to be able to get a deal you didn't think could happen just because you were scared or didn't know that deal was out there. Homes are sitting on the market for much longer. Sellers are getting antsy. Homes are expiring because they're not selling. And what does that mean? We come in, we make an offer strong at the end of their listing term in a way that will get the seller to say yes to your offer. Because at the end of the day, it's all about maximizing value for the money you're paying. And because this is going to be one of the biggest purchases you probably will ever make in your life. So that's point number one. And the second point in that point, sorry, I meant to briefly touch on this, is what drives Leander to be a great place. There are so many school districts and schools around the Leander area that not only living in Leander do you get that value, but you also can go a little further out of Leander and still get the value of Leander because of the close proximity of different highways and things like that. They just opened up the toll road that goes all the way from downtown Austin, once you get on 183, all the way up past Liberty Hill. That's drastic in terms of commuting to work, if you work downtown and don't want to live in the city, finding something more affordable, not wanting to take other highways that are usually backed up. It's pretty crazy that that is now available. Anyways, the schools here in Leander are great. They're highly rated. You can do greatschools.com. You can also find information on their website, go visit them in person. And then also up the road is Liberty Hill ISD, which for those of you who do not know, I'm a school psychologist as well working in Liberty Hill ISD. And it is a great district for your kids to grow up in. They take really great care of them. They take pride in their education and their academics and their sports, and you have it. They are very inclusive to whatever it is your student may be doing. And so those are some of the things that appeal to people coming to Leander, and just really you should be looking into it if you're going to relocate anywhere, because it is important if you have a family to know what schools and what amenities and things like that are around for your students. And so, hey, the next point is all about your home buying process. I'm going to take the next 10 to 11 minutes to discuss this with you. And then, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you want more detail that I can't share in this video, feel free to reach out to me and let's schedule a conversation about this process and get you started on your home buying journey. I would love to, work with you and show you how to make your dreams come true and becoming a first-time home buyer here in Texas. Anyways, step number one of this process is actually to get it pre-approved. And so a lot of people have a misconception of pre-qualified versus pre-approved. And so the difference between those two things is simply this. Pre-qualification over here is you simply putting your information in, saying I make this much money, this is my rent, this is my debt, and yada, 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 anything you can input. And then they give you a number that said, oh, you're pre-qualified up to, let's say, $300,000. Well, they're not really taking into account your lifestyle, your spending habits, your bank statements, your income levels, any other things that you may have forgotten about. They're not really taking any of that into account when they say you're pre-qualified for this. And so with pre-approval, they actually run your credit report. They actually identify where you may be missing something if you didn't include it in the pre-qualification step, and actually give you a true number that you can most guarantee that you'll be approved for at the closing table for that home. And when I say closing table, obviously the financing is approved before you get there, but that's okay. And so that's really important to know this, because if you don't know your budget, you're not aware of how much home you're wanting to buy and things like that, not only are you going to waste time for yourself, but you also could lose out on deals in the market in the range that you're looking for simply because you were looking in the wrong spot and now those deals are gone. And so I just want y'all to make sure that that's an important step in this process, and probably the first step you should ever do before you even talk to a real estate agent like myself, because it will save you time and money in the long run. And so if you need a lender, don't know a lender, don't know who to start and what programs are out there to help you, I got you. Reach out to me and I'll get you connected with that lender. Like I said, it's probably the first thing you should do before talking to me, but obviously if it means getting you connected because you don't know where to go, I got you. I'm going to be that person in your toolbox that you can call and be like, hey, Jaden, I need this. And I'm going to be like, all right, cool, let me get you connected with someone. So that is there. please reach out to me if you need to connect to somebody in the lending world. And then step 2 in your process is defining your wants and needs. It's important to know your must-haves and nice-to-haves, because this will also save you time and money in the long run. Whenever you identify what is a must-have, either structurally, physically, cosmetically, it's important to know that, because especially the structural component, because most of the time that's an expensive change if that's something you want to change. However, cosmetically, you can make a home look completely different, even with the structure of the home that's currently at. And so that's really important to just know your wants and your needs, because this will save headache and time and money. Anyway, step number 3 in this process is actually the fun part, and that is starting the house hunting. So, do you want to know how many homes first-time homebuyers usually see? There's a statistic out there that shows anywhere from 13 to 15 homes, depending on the type of home you're buying. If you're buying resale or new homes, that number is going to vary, especially for somebody who may be a little more picky in terms of what they're wanting and can't find. And I don't use picky as a bad term. Don't get me wrong, because this is one of your biggest purchases in your life, and you're okay to be picky. I don't care. I'm just using that term as in somebody who's going to take a little more time than someone like myself, who's like, does it have a roof, 4 walls? Is it 1,600 square feet? How many bedrooms? Does it have granite countertops or quartz? Boom. I'm sold. So that's what I mean by picky or not picky. Anyways, and then the next step after actually finding your home, if you find something that's in your budget, you really like, you really love, you're ready to go forward with it. This is the best part of it all, and the work doesn't stop here though. It's making an offer and negotiations. And so understanding what a competitive offer looks like is important. And this is the little details I can get into once we schedule a call outside of this video, as where we can save you money as the buyer and make the seller pay more to make the deal done. And so that's really important, because there are actually 7 areas where sellers could pay more than you actually thought they could in terms of what they're helping you buy when you are buying that home. So it's really important to know those areas and maximize that value. And having someone like myself who has read the contract through and through, understands it completely, can walk you through what it looks like to make the best offer and stay competitive in this market, because there is some numbers out there that shows homes that are priced right fly off the shelf 10 days or less. Homes that aren't priced right actually sit on the market for 100 plus days. And that's where we can really take advantage of finding those deals, is, those 100 plus day homes, or even taking the deals that new builders are offering right now. So, and then lastly, step 5 of this, and obviously I'm going to go in more detail with you in a call. This is just a brief rundown, is under contract to closing. So there's a lot that happens from contract to close, not just before, but after that contract is executed. Inspections, appraisal, final walkthroughs, things going on that we're making sure this home that you're buying is worthwhile, not defective, not going to cost you more money in the long run. You're going to be happy and you're going to keep it. So, and then, the other thing is title, escrow, and closing day. Hey, buyers, please, if you're in the process of buying a home, wait to go buy anything with credit or anything like that, big purchase wise, after closing day, because you can actually lose out on this deal simply because you financed another car, financed the couch, financed the TV. Like, buyers, that is very important that you are aware of that in this process. And so someone like me is going to continue to check in with you every other day, making sure we're on track, making sure there's nothing going on that is going to, derail your home buying dreams, and making sure every step of the way what is happening. And so lastly, I just want to have you avoid these tips and mistakes when working a deal and trying to buy your first home. Is the first mistake I've seen is, not budgeting for closing costs. when we don't budget for closing costs, we actually shoot ourselves in the foot. We end up putting less down. We end up not having enough money at the closing table, which could make the deal derail right then and there. And so it's important to make sure you're budgeting for those closing costs. And, in 2020, people were foregoing appraisals, foregoing inspections, different things like that because it was so easy to buy a home. But please, buyers, even on a new build, inspections are important because they're going to catch things.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm excited to help you get things done. Let's get started.
Sorry, guys. They're going to catch things that you didn't know were there. And so it's really important that you understand that. And then, another thing is working with somebody who's not from this area. As I mentioned, I relocated here. There are so many things that you need to know about Leander, especially specific neighborhoods. Some of them have mud districts, some of them don't. Some of them have HOAs that take care of everything, some don't. Different things like that only somebody living in Leander, Austin area would know, and someone out of town coming in, especially an agent trying to work with you, is not going to know and point you in your best direction. And so it's really important that you understand that it's important to work with someone who is familiar with the area, who's able to give you full service in terms of, being your real estate agent, being your confidant, being your counselor, being your negotiator, you name it. There are so many hats that me as a real estate agent puts on for you to make sure you get the best deal. And so having that tool in my toolbox, as in I'm from here, makes it all the worthwhile to use somebody who's familiar with the area. So, this is actually really funny. So I didn't share with y'all throughout this video, how long this process looks. I want to go in more detail with you on a call. But I did learn the other day from some other clients, not of mine, but of another agent's, whose buying process actually took them 6 months to close because of certain things going on behind the scenes. This home was a resale home, was going through probate, and it took 6 months to get this home closed. And so if you're not ready for something like that to happen, then you need to make sure you're taking the steps necessary to be ready for something like that to happen. That means starting the decision early, starting the process early, so that way you can identify where, what, and when you need to be out of where you're at now. I wanted to put that out there. That's a success story in itself. The fact that it took 6 months and it still went through. Really good, really cool. Some of my clients have been really, awesome to me and have really just shown me love and grace in this process, and I've been able to give them so much value that I can't wait to give that to more people like you. So if you're watching this video and you're ready for that, I would love to help you. Schedule that call. It's just a discovery call, no negotiation, no sales talk, no anything. Just literally pure exploration. You're not tied to anything. I just want to be able to share some information with you that is highly important in your home buying journey. And if you don't even work with me, I'm not going to even be mad, because I just want to be able to educate those around me, because eventually somebody is going to be willing to work with me, and that's okay. So if you're ready to schedule that call, go for it. Let's do it. I want to get on that phone with you and let's talk. And so, like I said, I have free guides and things in my link, or in my bio, sorry. I also have an ultimate Leander guide for you to share with you. Just comment ultimate below in the video. And I will gladly get that to you. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. I really hope it was beneficial to you. And I really hope you can learn a lot about this process in regards to being, I'm sorry guys, in regards to being a first-time home buyer. So if you're really ready for that move, I got you. I want to know more about you, and I would love to share more information in detail outside of this video. Anyways, have a good Memorial Day weekend. Peace out. Into the next one.